can't do it. I've tried that joke 100 times. It doesn't work. So I focus on the sabbatical and jubilee year cycles, and that's my specialty. And with that, I'm able to understand end-time prophecy. I couldn't believe that I was understanding this, and I would ask a lot of people, is this what you're seeing? And they would say, yeah. How did you see that? I read the Bible. Like Pastor Ike said, I don't get visions. I don't have angels dropping in on me every other night telling me what to tell the people. I don't make stuff up. Because when people stone you, it hurts. And I don't want to get stoned. But what I do want is I want you to prove me wrong. I challenge each of you to prove me wrong. I beg you to prove me wrong because I don't want to be right. Why? Because what I'm going to tell you today is both happy and sad. There's a scripture in the Bible that says, eat the scroll, and in your mouth it'll taste like sweet as honey, but in your stomach it will be bitter. And I can't remember who said that or is that Daniel or John? Who said that? Ezekiel? Ezekiel? Well, that's the job I have. So, like I said, I teach the sabbatical and jubilee year cycle, so I put it all down on Excel, a program, and I started counting from Adam and going forward. You can download this. Ike's car was stolen tonight by a tow truck, and all our materials in it. So this is my copy. It's my only copy, and it's got some notes on it. But you can go to my website, sightedmoon.com, and you can download it in color for free. Okay? Yes, sir. sightedmoon.com. S-I-G-H-T. Actually, it's right there. Yeah. Sorry, I'll get out of the way. sightedmoon.com. You can download this chart. I think it's about 30 pages, and it's free. And there's other charts there with the blood moons on and different things I'm teaching. But I'm going to touch on that a little bit, and I may go off on a little bit of a rabbit trail here and then. And I know that the things I'm talking about are brand new to all of you and to your pastor. And I understand that, and I'm going to try and make it as simple as possible. But why are you here? Well, there's a good-looking Canadian wearing a barong coming from Canada. No. Why are you here? Why are you here? To learn. Good answer. Why are you here, sir? Same answer, copycat. How about you? Why are you here? Good. What did you want to learn? You're going to get a lot. You don't have enough pages in there. I started studying about a year ago. I teach about end times, and I teach about the destruction that's coming and the captivity that's about to come to the 12 tribes of Israel. So, with that captivity, everyone keeps asking, where do we go? Where do we go, Joe? And I've been telling them, you go to Israel. Why do you go to Israel? Because from Israel, you flee into Jordan when Israel is surrounded, right? That's the understanding I had. But I missed something chronologically. So chronologically, in the order of events, it skips one of them. So I'm going to try and stick to my charts. But I get excited when people are interested, and I may just go off on a tangent and take you who knows where. So, this is a Jubilee cycle. This is the 120th Jubilee cycle. This is the one we are in now. If I'm standing in your way, just wave me and I'll move out of the way. This is the one we are in now. 1996. I tried to do it Hebraically, going from right to left. 1996, in the bottom right-hand corner, was the Jubilee year. And it was also the start of this sabbatical cycle, or Jubilee cycle. You can't see it. It's up on the top. Let's see. "2045 is the next Jubilee year." Now, y'all keep Pentecost? Y'all know how to get to Pentecost? You know how do we calculate Pentecost? It's 50 days from where? Where are you getting this from? First fruit, Bible, what? Give me a chapter verse. Leviticus 23, I forgot the verse. But it says, "From the morrow after the Sabbath, during the days of unleavened bread, you count 7 Sabbaths. And from the morrow after the 7th Sabbath is the 50th day, Pentecost Sunday." What day of the week is Pentecost Sunday? It's the first day of the week. So Pentecost Sunday is the 50th day, and it is also the first day. Anyone understand that? No, yes? First day of the week. So the Jubilee cycle is exactly the same way. Your Bible mentions 2 Jubilee years in the entire Bible. 2 Kings 19:29, write that down, go and read it. 2 Kings 19:29, and Leviticus 25:2. That's the only 2 places the Jubilee year mentioned in your Bible. And you must connect those 2 somehow to be able to figure out these charts. Now, in our book, we have a book. Any books here? Ike? One book? Remembering the Sabbatical Year 2016. No? If you go to siteofmoon.com, we have in our store the Remembering the Sabbatical Year 2016. It explains everything in great detail. Now, I know in the Philippines that the price in Canada is fairly expensive, so I've given Ike permission to copy them and sell them at cost. So if you want the book, and you don't want to pay Canadian or the publisher, because that's where they come from, then you call Ike and you can get that book at whatever it costs for him to print it. And Ike, what are you selling them for? 300 pesos? Okay, I don't know how much that is. But I walk you through this in great detail so that you can understand, and I wrote it so my mom could understand it. My mom is not a believer, so that she can understand. But that's basically the cycle. And I want to point out the 2020 is in the middle. And we're going to come back to that later. And I want to point out to you that 2044 is the 49th year. So we have up there 2002, 2009, 2016, 2023, 2030, 2037, 2044. Those are all sabbatical years. And I can prove it to any court of law. Now, just while I got this here, Leviticus 26 is talking about the curses. It talks 1 to 13 talks about the blessings. If you obey me, here are the blessings. But we don't obey. Therefore, we don't get the blessings. We get the curses. So I focus on the curses starting verse 14 to verse 44, I think it is. First curse is terror. Go and read it. Starting verse 14. Second curse is drought, severe weather. So look up there in the right-hand side, all the red. We have for terror, the USS Cole being hit by an Islamic attack. The U.S. Embassy in Kenya, Tanzania, year 2000. 2001, something happened. 9/11. That's when I sort of started waking up a little bit. I only learned this stuff in 2005. 9/11, 2001. Terror. Who's sending the terror? Christianity. Who's sending the terror? Huh? I didn't say it. Shoot them. Islam.
So the hottest years on record are in the yellow area. That's the second curse of Leviticus 26. And they begin, of all those years there, well, they're all hot, but there's most of the hottest ones are there, and they continue hot up until today. 2017 was one of the hottest ones on record. Ah, that's conspiracy stuff. No, it's actual fact. So that's the second curse. The third curse is pestilence. I got that in green. The colors don't mean, they're just my choices of whatever I felt like putting in. The two, 2014, 2015, those are blood moons on the high holy days. Okay? 2016 was also blood moons on the high holy days. There was a controversy that year on the calendar, but there was blood moons that year. The black one in the middle, 2017 to 2023, that's the fourth curse. The fourth curse of war. The sword, and I will send the sword upon you. Who is God? Who is Jehovah? And I use Jehovah. If you use another name, great. But I use Jehovah, and I'm not going to fight with anybody about what name or what version you use. I'm glad you know he has a name. But if you want to use God, that's fine too. I just want you to learn the truth. What was I saying? I just forgot. War. 2017, what happened? President Trump took office. Ready to push the button on North Korea. North Korea ready to push the button on the U.S. Is that war? No, that's rumors of war. What does Matthew 24 say? There will be wars and rumors of wars. Okay, the U.S. just finished a long, I think it's 13 years in Iraq and Iran, fighting terrorists. Israel, the state of Israel, ongoing fight with terrorists, the Gaza people, Palestinians. How long do you have in Israel to get into a bomb shelter? Count to 8 or 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, boom. From the time the siren goes off until then, that's all the time you got. So it's exciting to be in Israel. This war cycle, in the middle of the Jubilee cycle, we're going to talk about Daniel 9. Because Daniel 9 is not talking about who you think it is. Daniel 9, everyone believes it's talking about Jesus or Yeshua and his first coming. How many believe that? Typical Filipinos, they're afraid to raise their hand. They're always sitting on their hands. They won't lift them up. They don't smile because they're afraid to smile at this Canadian. How many people believe that Jesus is talked about in Daniel 9? All Christians do. So if you don't put your hand up, I think you're lying to me. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the middle. The next one there, starting 2024 to 2030, that's the fifth one. That's captivity. Each of these curses of Leviticus 26 is compounded onto the next one. So it's not just one and then it ends and then the next. Each one is added. 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 1, 2 to 3 to 4, until Israel is killed. So when I say Israel, I don't mean the state of Israel, I'm talking about all 12 tribes. So here's the curse of Leviticus 26. But we're going to get some time, you can go read it. There's the website. So I'm searching for when to flee, because we're coming up to a time when we have to flee. Where do we flee? Where do we flee? And I've taught this for many years. 2020 to 2030 is a time that we have to flee, but that's a really scary time. And teach us, we have 8 DVDs that I did in 2013 to explain this all. And I explained it over the feast. Hello? I explained this over the feast in 2013. About 8 hours a day for 7 days. So those videos are online and you can watch them again for free. Okay? I teach people who we have to flee from. Assyria. Who's Assyria? You were at the other teaching. Yes, say it again.
Germany.
Germany, why? You were there, why? Yeah, it's Germany. The Assyrians, when you trace the Assyrian chronology and follow their family crest, and you trace their migrations after they were defeated by the Babylonians, they migrated to Turkey, they were taken in captivity back to Iran, and then from there they migrated up through the Caspian Sea and around the Black Sea and into Germany. And the same names in Turkey are the same names up in Germany today. But that's one, I love that teaching, it's a great teaching. Please go and watch it. So the thing about Assyria is they took Israel into captivity, and all of a sudden the Israelites become lost. They only became lost in 1800 AD when the churches got involved and replacement theology got involved, because we can't have my church as Israel if Israel is still those people. We got to get rid of those people so my church can be the one, and you got to be in my church to be Israel, and that's just the way it is. So they started calling this a lot of different names back then, but get out any encyclopedia and start tracing where they went. I can do this with any encyclopedia. It's not, where my brain's shutting down. Well, it's not, what do they call that? Israelite? I forget. Anyway, they got a name to try and make you not watch it. But within 50 years of the captivity, the names of Israel changed. Jehu is also called the son of Omri. How do you say Omri in Assyrian? Oh, it's right there. Bit kum ri. Say it. Everyone say bit kum ri. Bet, what's bet? House. What's kumri? The house of Omri. The house of Omri. That is Israel. That's what the Assyrians called Israel. That was before the captivity. During the captivity, they still call them the house of Omri. So now, after the captivity, they would become known as the Gemeri. Kumri becomes Gemeri. Now I need you to say it, but this is all phonics. Say Gemeri. Then Gemeri becomes Gemera. And Gemera becomes Gimera. And say that one I got hyphenated there. Gemera. Boy, you guys are good now. And it becomes the Cimmerians, which I pronounce with a soft C as the Cimmerians. So we go from Gamer, from Qumri, to the Cimmerians. Who are the Cimmerians? The Cimmerians would later be known as the Celtic people, or the Celtic people. Who are the Celtic people? The white Anglo-Saxons. This gentleman is, what's your nationality? U.S.? He's a descendant of the Celts. White Anglo-Saxons. Now, that is such a racist thing to say, because I just ruled most of you out of Israel. Unless you're a descendant from one of the Israelites, the white Anglo-Saxons. Then you might have white or Israelite DNA in you. But before I go on, this is not about race for Israel. Because anyone who keeps Torah, anyone who keeps the law, anyone who obeys God is an Israelite. What did Yeshua say when he was on the tree or about that? The person who keeps Torah is his mother. The person who keeps Torah is his brother. Right? So anybody counts. I don't care how green or how many polka dots you got on. You can be an Israelite if you obey. So this is not about race, but this is about identifying the players at the end of this age. The white Anglo-Saxons, Australia, Canada, England, United States, are who the Bible is talking about that is about to be destroyed. You've heard of the second Exodus? Everyone's heard of the second Exodus? Hello? You haven't heard of the second Exodus? You're kidding. Wow, okay. The Bible talks about a second Exodus, which means that they're coming out of a second captivity, which means they have to first go into captivity, which means they have to go to war and lose the war to be captives. Right? Make sense? Okay, so do a little study on the second Exodus. You know, go on, you can do your own studies. You don't need me to teach everything in one night. But do a study on it. There is a second Exodus. Here's something else. The Scythians, which is one of those white Anglo-Celtic tribes, were also known as the Amageans. What are the Amageans called today? Americans. And they were known as the drinking Amageans. All these names change from 723 to 679 BC. That is how quickly the names change. Ezra Hardin recorded this in his letters that are in the museum in England. I forgot what they're called. The British Museum. And they're there to this day. They were never lost. Their names were changed. There is the symbol for Canada. It's also a symbol, the crest for England. And you see the Lion of Judah with the crown on it. You also see the unicorn, which represents the 10 northern tribes. Does the Philippines have a crest in it with a lion? It does. It's a red lion. What does that mean? The red lion, I'm going to go off on a little rabbit trail right now. Tamar gave birth to twins. One of them stuck out his hand first. And the nurses tied a red cord around his fingers, and he pulled his hand back in. And out pops Pharaoh, and the midwife said, "How did that happen?" That's what scares me. How did you reach that? And then out comes Zerah, second. The symbol for Northern Ireland is the red hand of Zerah. The symbol for Zerah is an upright, standing red lion with no crown. That is a symbol here in the Philippines. You have, some of you have that symbol. You may have got it from the Spanish days when they were here. I don't know, but there's some interesting genealogy there to go look up. Here's the American one with the Star of David and the stars. There's Israel. And I've now just shown you some of the leading tribes of Israel. Are the Philippines the 10 lost tribes?
Can you say yes?
You can say yes, I'll call you a liar. Are the Philippines the 10 lost tribes? There is a possibility through marriage and other relations that are different aspects, different pockets, but basically as a whole, no. Okay, so sorry to pop that bubble. You do not want to be one of the 10 lost tribes in the last days anyway, as I'm about to explain to you shortly. You've heard of the Black Hebrews? Yes, they're very obnoxious, aren't they? Are they the 10 lost tribes? No. But if the Black Hebrews want to take the curses that are about to come on the 10 lost tribes, I'll give it to them. Are the Christians the 10 lost tribes? That's replacement theology. So we are in the time of the end. We're in Jacob's trouble right now. So I'm looking for, I'm going to skip a few slides here because I want to get to some of this stuff. So I've never known where to go until this year. Actually, until just 3 months ago. And I'm still stunned. I still can't believe it. This is Isaiah 11. And we're going to start reading it. And this is where the captivity is. This is where we will be in captivity. In that day, the root of Jesse, who shall stand as a signal for the peoples, of him shall the nations inquire, and his resting place shall be glorious. In that day, the Lord will extend his hand a second time to recover the remnant that remains of his people from Assyria. Where's Assyria? Germany. So when I read stuff like this, I want to know who they're talking about. Who are the Assyrians? Well, if that's Germany and you're a captive in Germany, what happened during World War II to the captives in Germany? Yeah, the Holocaust. But that's just for the Jews, but there's other people in captivity and they were killed as well, and work slaves and sex slaves and all kinds of bad things. Have you been watching the news the last couple of years? What's happened in Germany? 1 million young, strong men walked up there from Syria, Libya, North Africa, Iraq. Most of them, if not all of them, are Muslim. And most of them are being brought to all the Western nations. Why weren't the Yazida, who were being destroyed and the women raped and turned into sex slaves, why weren't they brought out? Why weren't they allowed to migrate? But the whole of the society in the West is bringing these Islamic people in. Canada's doing it, the United States is doing it, England's doing it. Wow. God is working out his plan, and the nations are doing it unknowingly. And the Assyrians, these Assyrians have brought them into their country. And in Daniel 2 or Daniel 7, about the statue and the 10 toes. What are the 10 toes? The iron of Germany, and the clay, which is Arab, Hebrew, of Islam. Because Islam does not mix with anyone, any society. And you're told that the iron doesn't mix with clay. And you have this prophecy taking place right now in Europe. Europe, by the way, is the great poor of Revelation. And I'll have more to say about her in a bit. So do you want to go to Egypt? Do you want to get captive in Egypt? Egypt is a Muslim country. What do Muslims do to Christians? What do the Muslims do if you're Jewish? Oh, a whole lot worse. So you don't want to be there. And if you're keeping the holy days, they're going to call you a Jew. Just because. Where's Pathros? Now, I didn't know where Pathros was until last June. And then I ended up in Pathros in July. I went to Burundi, Africa, to teach people there what I'm teaching you today. Well, some of what I'm teaching you today. And 1,000 people came out and sat in the hot sun for 8 hours while I taught. Pathros is the very ends of the Nile. Burundi, Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, somebody I'm missing, they're all at the very ends of the Nile. And that was kind of stunning when I realized that. Where's Kush? Kush is North Africa. It's all Muslim. Do you want to go there? Elam, Shinar. And Shinar, you should know where Shinar is. Not China, no. Shinar. Have you read Zechariah 5? Here's another homework assignment. Read Zechariah 5. Zechariah 5 talks about a flying scroll through the air. What's a flying scroll? Well, it's a flying scroll. So that's what he's describing, but it has stork wings. What are stork wings? Stork wings, have you ever seen a bird diving or an eagle diving? He folds his wings in so he can go faster, and they're very straight. So that's the stork wings on it. And this flying scroll is pushed through the air by two women. And inside the flying scroll is a lead box with a very evil woman. What are we talking about? Well, in Hebrew, the word for woman is spelled the exact same way as the word for fire, except for the dot. Ish. So this flying scroll is now being pushed by two fires. And inside the flying scroll, inside the lead box, is an evil fire. The dimensions of this flying scroll are the exact same dimensions as a Iranian Scud missile, which has two rockets and a uranium explosion device inside the lead box. Just a little side thing. Israel went up to Shinar and destroyed the base that Zechariah says they're going to build a house for these rockets. And Israel went up there and destroyed it in northern Syria. And they've done it twice now. But they're going to be built, as Zechariah said they will. So Shinar is northern Syria, or Syria in Iran, or Iraq. Hamath, I don't know where that is yet. So you can go look it up. And then the coastlands of the sea. So this is where the captivity is coming from. Where are the coastlands of the sea? How do you know that? No, you listened to me the other day. So, right now, she's taken away my thunder, and she's telling you that the coastlands of the sea is the Philippines. Prove it. Prove it. What, just because you got islands, that proves it? Is that what you're saying? That won't stand up in the court of law. I don't care. I'm going to say that's the Greek islands. Prove it. Nah, hang on. I'm only teasing you, because she does know. Do not believe anything I say. You must be able to prove this as if in a court of law. She knows, but she can't prove it yet, because she hasn't done her homework and written this all down. And by the way, everything that I've said here so far, and all this week, is on my website, Dumond.com, and you can download it for free, because I just posted all this 2 days ago. It's all there. And there's going to be more information I'm not even going to talk about. So you don't want to be in any of these countries, because if you're in an Islamic country, you're dead, or a German country, you're going to work to the death. And the coastlands of the sea. That word coastlands is islands. Isaiah 56, verse 8. Jehovah who gathers the outcasts of Israel, again, so now we're at the last days, and these are the outcasts of Israel, says, yet I will gather and gather to him others besides those who are gathered to him. So I started looking up the word coastlands, and it's the word islands. And a lot of the scriptures I found are in Isaiah. And I've read Isaiah, I don't know, half a dozen times. But I hadn't seen this. So why hadn't I seen it? Because God had not yet, or was not ready for this information to be let go. Many other people have read this. Pastors read it. You other pastors have read it. But I never saw it. So we're going to start reading a lot of these different scriptures. Fear not, for I am with you. I will bring your descendants from the east and gather you from the west. Jeremiah 23:3. But I will gather the remnant of my flock out of all the countries where I've driven them. So again, I'm still looking for where they're coming from. Jeremiah 29:14. I will be found by you, says Jehovah. That means you got to be looking for him. And I will bring you back from your captivity. I will gather you from all the nations, from all the places where I have driven you, says Jehovah. And I will cause you I will bring you to the place from which I caused you to be carried away captive. That's back to Jerusalem. Let's skip ahead. So there's the word for coastlands, islands. I'm from Canada, and when I left the other day, which was Wednesday last week, it was minus 20 degrees Celsius. The week before that was minus 30. And it's been a cold winter. In Buffalo not Buffalo, Boston and New York, they got 3 feet of snow. And all the Filipinos were gone because we couldn't find them in the snow. So, E, coastland, an island, a country, an island, an island. The other word here is to wish for, to covet, to desire, to be desirous, to long for, to lust after. And as a Canadian, I honestly do lust after the Caribbean islands. And I try to go there every year. But in Europe, they would lust after the Greek islands. I've been here now twice, and all I've seen is traffic jams and concrete in Manila. But I've told there's some places here that I would lust after if I got out of the city. But Ike won't let me out, so... But it's something that we in the north lust after. That's a clue. Isaiah 24:15. Therefore in the east give glory to Jehovah, in the coastlands, in the islands of the sea, give glory to the name of Jehovah, the God of Israel. And from the ends of the earth we hear songs of praise, of glory to the righteous one. But I say, waste away, woe is me. What? Who is wasting away here? Israel in captivity. Who are the islands of the sea that give glory to the name of Jehovah? Was that a question or us? Well, no, I'm going to argue it's the Caribbean. I'm going to say it's the Caribbean. What? Hang on. Say it.
Far East. We're in the Far East.
Read your clues. It's the east. So that rules out the British Isles because Jerusalem is center. The British Isles are out. The Caribbean is out. The Greek Islands are out. So east of Jerusalem. So that could be Sri Lanka, Taiwan, Malaysia, Japan. Oh yeah, and the Philippines. Hang on. Okay. There's another clue. Who said that? Give glory. Is that you? Yeah. That's why you're sitting at the front. You're the smart one. Give glory. Is Malaysia giving glory to Jehovah? No. Sri Lanka? No. Japan? No. We have a lady from Japan. Are they right? Yes. Oh. Look at the Fiji Islands. They're in the east. Are they giving glory to Jehovah? The Cook Islands, Polynesian Islands. The only nation in the east that are islands is and is a Christian nation is the Philippines. But I'm not talking about the Philippines yet. No, don't jump the gun here. You're in a court of law. You have to prove this. Okay? I don't believe this is the Philippines. I think it's Malaysia. So that's how we're going to prove it. Let's keep reading. The earth mourns and withers. This is a good one. The earth mourns and withers. The world languishes and withers. The highest people of the earth languish. The earth lies defiled under the inhabitants, for they have transgressed the laws and violated the statutes, broken the everlasting covenant. What covenant did the earth break? What covenant is the everlasting covenant? That's why you're at the front. You're the smart one. The Ten Commandments, the everlasting covenant, which embodies the Torah, which embodies all the Bible. But hang on, that's only for the Jews, and that's only for in the land of Israel. Huh? only for in the land of Israel. So adultery is okay outside the land of Israel. Murder is okay outside the land of Israel. Oh yeah, okay, it's only the Sabbath that's for the land of Israel, for the Jews. But the earth, which is all the world, all the earth, is defiled from the inhabitants for breaking the covenant. But I thought it was just Israel that made the covenant in Mount Sinai. Israel was to take that covenant and teach it to the world. Did they do that? They failed. And now Israel has prostituted itself with Satan, and they're about to be destroyed. Those same Israelite tribes that I talked about at the beginning, the white Anglo-Saxons. How many people want to be Israel now? The white Anglo-Saxons are my people, and those are the people about to be wiped off the face of the earth. Your people. Your people. What nationality are you folks back there? Australia. They should have been wiped off a long time ago. No, they got the people that help me on my website are from Australia. The white Anglo-Saxons are about to be wiped out. Let's keep on reading. If you're still thinking it's the Philippines, I don't know yet. Isaiah 60 verse 8. Who are these that fly like a cloud? What's flying like a cloud? Philippine Airlines? And like doves to their windows. For the coastlands, the islands shall hope for me. Who are these people that hope for God? Malaysia hopes for God. Oh no, that was Muhammad. The Philippines, not the Philippines, Sri Lanka, they hope for Shiva, don't they? Isn't that I don't know, Tamils? Who hopes for God? Philippines do. I was saying a prayer the other day speaking in Pinoy. Is that right? Pinoy? Tagalog? So I wasn't paying attention. When he starts talking, he's saying, I don't know what he's saying. And all of a sudden, I turned around and there was, 200 people in the room? All kneeling down. Kneeling down and praying with faith. I'm from Canada, and I've never seen that in Canada. That tells me the heart of the Filipino people. They yearn for God. Who the coastland shall hope for me. They may not have everything right. Last time I was here, I was talking about the curses. And I was showing how the typhoons kept coming here, and the earthquakes kept coming here, and the mudslides and the floods kept coming here year after year after year. For how long? I want to say since Catholicism came at least. I don't know. It seems like forever. And I showed pictures of people being pulled out of the mud. These are your loved ones. These are the curses that you're under. Peter Curios asked me, is the Philippines under a curse or are they under a blessing? I said, you're under a curse. Ike keeps asking me, are we a sheep nation or a goat nation? What are you? No, that's a sheep. Okay. But the Filipino people have such a dear heart. And in those curses I was talking about, there's these ladies, they've lost their family, they've lost all their belongings in the flood from the typhoon. Yolanda, that's the one I was talking about. And all she's got is a statue of Jesus or a statue of Mary. And that's all she was hanging on to, because that's her God. And everyone wants to condemn that lady for doing that. You know what I saw? I saw a woman desperate to know God, but doesn't know the truth yet. And you people have to help her understand. So I don't go around condemning people because they don't know. I condemn the people who do know for not teaching. For the coastland shall hope for me, the ships of Tarshish first, to bring your children from afar. Whose children? Whose children are they going to bring from afar? We're talking about the Israelite captives. The ships of Tarshish are going to bring them from afar. Where's afar? Well, it's a far away. Right? And they're going to bring the silver and the gold. So these are bringing back the captives. But where's Tarshish? What? 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 Okay. I guess there's a joke I don't get. Another one, right?
There's a monkey that's called Tarshish.
At least this side's having a good laugh. I don't know where it is. Anyway, I didn't know where Tarshish was. But all Christians and the Jewish authorities all tell us that Tarshish is Tartessus in Spain. And they base it on the Jonah story, the story of Jonah, who got on a boat at Joppa and went to Tarsus and got swallowed by the whale or the fish. Right? Okay. Am I getting ahead of myself? Let me catch up here before I move on to that story. You'll not grow faint or be discouraged till he has established justice on the earth, and the coastlands wait for his law. Again, who are these people that wait on his law? We've sort of ruled out all these different laws, and if you're right, and the Philippines are the islands, what law are they waiting for? What other law is there? There is no other law. It's Satan's law or Torah. So these people are waiting for his law, and you seem to know about it. What's holding you back? If Jehovah is telling you that this country is waiting for his Torah, what is holding you back? First time I came here, I was nervous. I was tentative. I didn't know your culture. I didn't know the people. I knew some Filipinos in North America, but I didn't know how I would be received. And after talking to Ike, they love you, they love you, they love you. I couldn't believe it. This time when I got on the 700 Club, if you watch the interview that we did today, that one that was on before was from 2 years ago, you'll see that I didn't pull my punches and I was hot. Because you are the ones that have to bring this Torah to this nation. Not me. I may look like a Filipino, a big white one. What, that's not funny. I'm being serious. But I'm not a Filipino. You are. This is your country. And I wear this to honor you, to respect you. Now 42:5, I want you, if you're going to read this, I don't want to read 42:5, because since I put this together, I've learned more. And I started reading now at 42:1, and I read it right through to, I think, 18. Behold my servant whom I uphold. My elect, and we just discovered this rest of this just a couple nights ago. Because I'm still learning. I never stop. I'm still learning. My elect one in whom my soul delights. I have put my spirit upon him. He will bring forth justice to the Gentiles. Who are the Gentiles? No, everyone not Israelite. The Jews are one of the 12 tribes. And you're right, but I have to emphasize that because everyone assumes the 12 tribes are just the Jews. So you are the Gentiles. You are some of the Gentiles. He will bring forth justice to the Gentiles. He will not cry out nor raise his voice, nor cause his voice to be heard in the street. A bruised reed he will not break, and a smoking flax he will not quench. Now when we read this the other night, these ladies here said that was me. I don't believe that was me, but they insisted. And you're the judges here. He will bring forth justice for truth. He will not fail nor be discouraged. So he has established justice on the earth, and the coastland shall wait for his law. Jehovah's law. Who are the coastlands? Islands. These are the Philippines. Maybe it's the Japanese islands. Thus says, now starting verse 5, that's where I started up here. Thus says God the Lord, who created the heavens and stretched them out, who spread forth the earth and that which comes from it, who gives breath to the people on it, and the spirit of those who walk on it. I, the Lord, have called you in righteousness, and who hold your hand. I will keep you and give you as a covenant to the people. Who are we talking about here? Go back up to verse 4. We're talking to the coastlands. I will give the coastland people as a covenant to the people. Okay, so there it is. Am I reading that right? Or am I interpreting it? Are the coastland peoples going to be the people, the covenant, who give you as a covenant for the people, a light for the nations, to open the eyes that are blind? Who are the blind? It's not talking about somebody that can't see, it's talking about somebody that can't see the Torah. And he's going to give you, if we are talking about you as the islands or the coastlands, and I don't know if that's right yet, but if that's you, he's giving you as a covenant to be the teachers. Again, don't believe me, read it. What does it say? Is that what it's saying? To open the eyes of the blind, to bring out the prisoners. Who are the prisoners? Who are the prisoners? Israel. The 12 tribes of Israel. We're talking about the captivity. To bring out the prisoners from the dungeons, from the prisons. What verse? Where am I? Those who sit in darkness from the prison house. I am the Lord, that is my name. And my glory I will not give to another, nor my praise to carved images. Behold, the former things have come to pass, and new things I declare. Before they spring forth, I tell of them. Before what you're about to learn, he wrote it in the book of Isaiah about some people in an island. Maybe you. Now you've jumped the gun and assumed this is the Philippines. And you could be right. But I'm not saying that yet. But I think you're right. Verse 10. Sing to the Lord a new song, and his praise from the ends of the earth. Where's the ends of the earth? Oh, okay, but where's the ends of the earth? I didn't ask you where the Far East was. Which end? Okay. Jerusalem, if you look on the map, is the center. And the far west is California. Or maybe Hawaii or Alaska. The Far East would be Japan. Well, it's further east than you, and it's an island, but they don't yearn for God. Okay? All these clues must add up together. From the ends of the earth. The other half, verse 10. You who go down to the sea, and all that is in it, You coastlands or islands and inhabitants of them, let the wilderness and the cities, that's the country and the cities, lift their voice. The villages that Kedar inhabits, let the inhabitants of Selah sing. Let them shout from the top of the mountains. Now this young Filipino over here, who is part of my entourage this year, she's a little bit tired now, but this afternoon she would not stop singing. And she's singing in the elevator, singing in the hallway, and everybody's looking at her, what is wrong with her? But she sings, she can't stop. And the Filipinos love to sing, I've heard. Because I've heard we were singing, well I don't know, were you there that night? We were singing, right? And the group next door, they were trying to sing. If they had 2,000, we had 200, and I think we won. They love to sing. But there's something else here in verse 11. Have I got that up here on the screen? Whoops. Yeah. You're given a clue there. You're given a couple clues there. The villages that Kedar inhabits. Who is Kedar? You be quiet for a second. Who is Kedar? When you don't know what it is, you have to look it up. Go to your strong to look it up. You're also given another clue. We'll come back to that if I don't forget. So Kedar is K-E-D-A-R. Dusky of skin, or the tent. Right? Dusky of skin, or the tent. A primitive group to be ashy, that is dark colored by implication. To mourn in sackcloth or sordid garment, be blackish, be dark, heavily, cause to mourn. Is it describing me? Who am I going to pick on? Oh, please don't look at me. This young lady right here. Oh no! Please stand up. Come on up to the front. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What's your name? Risi? Okay. Risi, please don't turn red. Okay? Risi is ashy color. She's beautiful. She's not brown. She's not black. She's not white. She's ashy color. And she's beautiful. And usually when I do this, the person standing here turns beet red and it doesn't work. Thank you very much. And if you look around at each other, you fit the bill. Now, some of you are lighter, some of you are darker. You've had a lot of different races. The Japanese come in, the Indians come in, the Americans come in. How come you never let the Canadians come in? Ashy color. Now we're talking about the Japanese still, right? We're talking about Sri Lanka, right? Malaysia. And we ruled out all these other possibilities. Yes. If you were in a court of law and you were about to decide this, are we talking about the Philippines? And I want you to be honest. Are we talking about the Philippines?
Yes.
Are we talking about the Philippines?
Yes. Mabuhay!
Are we talking about the Pinoy?
Yes.
That's better. Are we talking about you?
Yes.
Am I making this up? Am I twisting the scriptures here? Can you read it in your scriptures? What? Okay. Isaiah 66, verse 18. Now, I really want you to pay attention here. I have to go back. Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you. We have an intelligent person in the audience paying attention to what I'm saying. What was the clue that I missed here? Selah. Right on. What does it mean? Hey, now you're turning beet red. Why are you doing that? Anyway, Selah. What is Selah? What? Quiet. White. King David uses this name as another name for Sheba. Sheba, the inhabitants of Sheba. The H is silent in Hebrew. So we have an SH, B, so an SB, and there are no vowels in Hebrew, so an SB is what? Say, Seba. Huh? Seba? Saba? Is there a place here called Saba? Neighbor? How about a place called Cebu? Cebu? Ah, Cebu, you know. Hang on, I just cheated you there because it's SL, not SD. I'm on the wrong slide. Yeah. We'll come back to that. Whoops, wrong way. Isaiah 66, verse 18. For I know their works and their thoughts, and the time is coming to gather all nations and tongues. What time is that? The end time, when he gathers all nations and tongues. And they shall come and see my glory, and I will set a sign among them. What's a sign in the Bible? What's a sign? The holy days are a sign. The Sabbath is a sign. The Shemitah, the sabbatical and Jubilee years are a sign. When you stop work for the holy days, what are you doing? That is the mark on your hand. That's his mark. When you stop and rest for the holy days, or the Sabbath, or the sabbatical year, you are thinking about him. You're learning, like you are today, about God. That's the mark on your forehead. Have you heard that expression, a mark in his hand and a mark in his head? Where is that? So if you go to Ezekiel 20 and read it, all of Ezekiel 20, you'll see that his mark, his sign, is the Sabbath that he gave to Israel. And Israel rejected him. So if that's God's mark, what is Satan's mark? I'll let you think about it. So it's a sign. For I know their works and their thoughts, and the time is coming to gather all nations, and they shall come and see my glory, and I will set a sign among them. You remember what I said about this bill in front of Congress? I will set a sign. And from them I will send survivors to the nations, to Tarshish, Pul, and Lud, who draw the bow, to Tubal and Javan, to the coastlands afar off. The islands again, that have not heard my fame or seen my glory. What is he talking about when they haven't seen his fame or his glory? Were you there, Filipina, Pinoy, at the Exodus? Were you there when Joshua stopped the sun and the moon in the sky?
Yes.
Were you there like Israel was when they saw all these things happen? We only read about it after. Israel was there. Israel saw these miracles. And Israel rejected God's laws. And that's why they're going to be destroyed. And they shall declare my glory among the nations. Who's doing that? The coastlands, the islands. They're going to declare his glory among the nations. Who's that? Who's already amongst the nations?
Philippines.
Has he already got a plan in place and you didn't even know it? Oh. And they shall bring all your brothers. Who's that? Who? Huh? Say it again, I didn't hear you. Israel, yes. They're going to bring all your brothers from all the nations as an offering to the Lord. What's an offering? Who's making the offering? What? You are. And we've already determined, you've already determined that you're the only one left that can do this. You are. You're going to make an offering. What is an offering? Some versions say this is a grain offering. What is a grain offering? A grain offering is done at 2 times a year. At the harvest. The harvest of the barley at Passover time, the feast of unleavened bread, and then the other time is the wheat. Now, Pastor Roy was telling me something beforehand. We got some time, so I'm going to do a little. This is for you, Pastor Roy. What does the wheat? What does the barley represent? Okay. What does the sheep represent, or the lamb? Yeshua. At Passover. The barley must be collected and processed. So on the Friday night, before the Sabbath, during the day of unleavened bread, they go out and they mark the barley. And the barley has to be at a certain stage to be caramelized or roasted or made into flour. So it has to be ready for flour. And after the Sabbath, they cut the barley. And it's a big process. The priest goes out there with a sickle. He says, "Is this the sickle?" And everyone says, "Yes." He does it 3 times. And then he says, "Is this the basket?" And everyone says, "Yes." 3 times. Has the sun set? Yes. 3 times. Do you want me to continue?
Yes.
That's only once. Do you want to really continue?
Yes.
So then they take the barley and they harvest it. And it's a big process, a big to-do. And you can read about this in the Talmud. And they bring it in and they grind or beat the barley to get the seed out. And then they check it and get out the bad ones. And if it's not right, they roast it on the fire. And they make an offering of an omer of barley. That was Saturday night. When do they wave the barley? Sunday morning. Right? What does the barley represent? Because the lamb was never beaten. But Yeshua was. Yeshua is representing the barley. Yeshua is representing, you're listening, Pastor, the wave offering. So, Yeshua is in the grave. He's killed on a Wednesday. He's in the grave because the High Holy Day is about to begin. That's the first day of unleavened bread. That's Thursday. It starts at sunset, and they had to get him in the grave. He's in the grave, so that's Wednesday night and Thursday day. Then the women go out because they didn't know they were going to kill him that fast. And they bought the spices on the preparation day, which is the Friday. So that's Thursday night and Friday day. And by the time they got the spices all prepared to go and anoint the body, the Sabbath came again. So now we got Friday night and Saturday day, and that's 3 days and 3 nights. And if your Messiah isn't in the grave 3 days and 3 nights, he's not my Messiah, because my Messiah said he would be, as the sign of Jonah. And Yeshua comes out of the grave, and they all rush there. Mary's lingering, and she turns to the gardener and says, "What have you done with him? Please tell me, and we'll take him away." And the gardener says, "Mary." And what does she do? Rabboni. And she goes to hug him. And what does he do? Stop! Don't touch me. I've not yet ascended to my Father. Don't cling to me. What does that mean? What?
He has to be weighed before the Lord because he's the question.
Y'all hear that? Yeshua is the first fruit, and he has to be weighed at 9 a.m. that Sunday morning. That's why he told Mary not to touch him. That's what the barley represents. And Matthew 27, verse 50 to 52, when he died, the earth shook, and the graves were raised up. Then what happened? The saints that were in the grave didn't raise up all the graves, just the ones of the saints who obeyed. And he raised them up. And it says, after he came out of the grave, after Yeshua came out of the grave, these saints came back to life and walked into Jerusalem. And many people saw it. What happened to those saints? Did they die the second death? Will you come back to life for a day and then you're dead again? What? What you said? How do you know that?